Is President Obama about to lose the election? Ring the bell. It is panic time. New Gallup poll out. Likely voters. All of a sudden, not here comes Romney from behind. Romney is already taking the lead. Mitt Romney, 49. Barack Obama, 47. So right there, boom. Boom, there it is. That is not pretty. Okay, well, don't worry about it, guys, because I already told you he's got Ohio and Colorado locked up. So as ugly as the national numbers are, what matters is the swing states. So Colorado, a very, very important state for Mitt Romney. And let's take a look at the latest numbers there from American Research Group. And you can see that Mitt Romney now, in the lead in Colorado, 50-46. Disaster. Okay, it's all right. Because Ohio is going to decide the election. I've already told you that 100 times, right? And very comfortably in President Obama's category. In fact, he was up by 10 before the debate. As you just saw there, 48-47. Now, not a 1-point lead for President Obama, a 1-point lead for Mitt Romney. 48-47 in Ohio. Now, do I believe the American Research Group? Well, a lot of the polls have been trending in that direction. I'd be very, very surprised if Romney actually had a 1-point lead in Ohio. But nonetheless, by the way, we apparently didn't like that poll so much we left it up for about half a second. Okay, go ahead and let the people see it. It's all right. Okay, you see that? He's actually in the lead. All right, now, the average of all the polls is that President Obama still has a 3-point lead in Ohio. Now, some of those polls were done earlier, so you should discount those. The ones that are more recent are more relevant. But a lot of these new polls have not yet taken into account the 7.8% unemployment numbers. So it's a mixed bag, but it certainly doesn't look good for President Obama. Now, is it time to panic? No, come on. Some people are tweeting me, oh, did you call it too early? You're going to take it back? No, I'm sticking to my guns. Look, in the primaries for the Republicans, I said there was only 3 people who could possibly win. Mitt Romney, Rick Perry, and Mike Huckabee. Mike Huckabee didn't even run. Rick Perry was a disaster. And it looked like, oh my God, here comes Bachman, and here comes Gingrich, and here comes Santorum, here comes Hurricane. Everybody came, everybody left, and who won? In the end, one of the guys I said, Mitt Romney, right? Now, here, I didn't call it in the beginning, it was 50-50. And then it became 55-45, 60-40, and then it got to a point where it appeared that President Obama was going to win, not just based on the polls, and yes, of course they can change in 30 days. Things change very quickly these days. But it's also based on the campaigns that they're running. Now, right now, it looks like President Obama is in trouble, and it looks like Mitt Romney's running the better campaign. I don't believe that. I don't believe that all of a sudden these candidates switched personalities in a week. No. President Obama's team is going to come back hard. They've been walloping this guy for months. And yes, they had a huge misstep in the debate. And you know what they're going to do? They're going to recover. Now, the Mitt Romney people, what are they going to do? Well, they'll probably go back to fumbling things. So it's based not just on the poll numbers that I saw, but it's also based on the campaigns that I have seen. So if I'm wrong, obviously, well, you'll know it, everybody will know it, and I'll be the first one to tell you. But not yet. No. There's no need to panic right now. Now, look, one of the reasons that people are panicking is because progressives and liberals are too honest. So when President Obama lost the debate, I immediately said he lost the debate. Almost all the liberals said he lost the debate. Conservatives never do that. JR made this point earlier in the day. He said, look, whenever conservatives get something wrong, they say, oh, we got that right. Oh, yeah, we won that debate. I mean, the best example of all time is Al Gore wins the first debate with George Bush, 48-41. There's an Insta poll. There's no question about it. And what happens? The conservatives say, no, George Bush won. Well, what do you base that on? Al Gore's side. Al Gore's side. Ha ha, we win. And what did they do? They successfully changed the narrative to a lie, as if Gore had lost the debate. Now, that's not what progressives do, because look, there's a lot you can say about liberals in the media, et cetera, that are bad, myself, others included, et cetera. But they're not in the business of lying. That's the other side. And they tell the truth. So when President Obama lost, this is what you heard from liberals on TV.
President Obama was not prepared for his huge debate with Governor Romney. This isn't about left, right, good or bad. It's about coming to work to work.
I will be honest with you. I think he was a little taken aback at the brazenness.
And I believe that Mr. Obama took a licking last night. The public knows that.
He seemed not disinterested, which would mean objective, but uninterested. And he looked as if he really would rather be somewhere else.
When you play the prevent defense, when you've got a lead, when you try to sit on the ball in basketball when you've got a lead, when you play conservative, what often happens is you lose the lead.
The president inexplicably, bizarrely, just failed to show up.
So I'm showing you one of the strongest headline, a full banner here, basically giving it completely to Romney last night.
Barack Obama, frankly, went to sleep.
Now, all that is correct, but what winds up happening? You create a giant echo chamber where liberals, conservatives, all the pundits, all the reporters on TV are saying the same thing. Obama lost, Romney won, Romney's a winner, Romney won, Romney's doing so great. And what does that create? It creates an atmosphere in which people who don't know better about the policies will be led into believing that, oh my God, Romney's the better candidate. Everybody on TV is telling me he won. In fact, look, here's everybody on TV.
Joe Klein said it was the worst performance he's seen in a presidential debate.
The president was out-debated and less prepared than Mitt Romney.
Tell the president, until and unless the president performs better in the next debate, they've got a problem.
What happened?
They woke up the next day and said, wow, not only did we do a bad job and everyone thinks we did, we also lied the whole way through the debates.
Well, Romney obviously won, so I was very encouraged. I'm very excited about the next debate.
It's extraordinary to have an incumbent president in a debate be dominated.
Did he make a strategic decision to not be aggressive in this debate?
They've got a problem now that's going to sustain for a couple weeks.
So then you've got the echo chamber and everybody's saying Romney is the winner, right? And it seeps into people because we have an uneven playing field. Look, I can prove it to you with one other number. Out of the last 9 presidential debates before this one, Democrats had won 8 out of 9, oftentimes convincingly so. Do you know that John Kerry beat George Bush by the same exact margin as Mitt Romney beat Barack Obama, according to the polls done right after the debates, a 42-point margin in the first debate? Now, did you hear all the media, all at once, Fox News, everyone else saying, John Kerry won, John Kerry won, John Kerry's a winner, John Kerry, George Bush, loser, screwed up the debate? No. Did you hear that in the 8 debates that the Democrats won? No. Because what do? They put up a firewall, the conservatives, and they say, I don't give a damn what reality is. I don't give a damn what your polls say. I don't care if my guy lost by 42 points. I'm still going to say he's the winner. And what does that force the CNNs of the world to do? Well, I don't know. Democrats say Kerry won. Republicans say Bush won. I'm going to call it even. So that is the uneven playing field that we're playing on.